Anyway, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm Pat.
Hey, I'm Jeffrey.
And we're
what? We're
unhappy about the Super Bowl picks. So Detroit got knocked out.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game.
Baltimore got knocked out.
Yeah, that's the one that I saw. I'm like, fuck this. Like, because yeah, you're right. I don't want to hear any bullshit about how fucking Taylor Swift's boyfriend is playing in the Super Bowl. Like,
So I'm a little bit like less unhappy about Taylor Swift being there as opposed towards her future brother-in-law, Jason, or Kelsey.
why?
Well, I just seen him with his shirt off all over Twitter for the last fucking week.
Oh well,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, his big old walrus gut too, man.
yeah, good for him, I guess. But
I suppose, man.
you know, some guys on the football team need to do that. But yeah, man, that's just. You talk about just encapsulating everything that I hate in just one, like, a certain spot. It's like, all right, so you're gonna start with the Kansas City Chiefs, who I fucking despise. I can't stand these guys. I can't stand Taylor Swift. I can't stand the stupid white women that, if music were being defined like in a culinary sense, they don't know the difference between food that belongs on a plate and in a trough, right? Because I mean,
No, it's all cream and mushroom soup.
no, this is bullshit. It's like fucking. It's the musical equivalent of, like, corn cobs and apple cores and like
In Baltimore,
yeah, fucking like WD-40 and it's just like everything about this is just like, fuck this. I hate this. I hate this so much. And then yeah, Detroit was the only thing I was kind of like holding on for because these poor guys haven't gotten anything. But no,
Well, they murdered it in the first half, but then the second half
Stupid shit.
completely imploded.
I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
So you'll have to tell me about it.
Oh, they completely imploded in the second half. They were up like 14 points.
Mm.
Yeah. So it was actually a pretty good game for a bit. And then got stupid. So, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll have to talk to Will about it.
We can.
Yeah.
I'm sort of back to that old grumpy place where I was before, man. It's like it's that thing of are the Patriots in the Super Bowl? No. Well, then I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
So fuck these teams, fuck the NFL, fuck Taylor Swift and all these other garbage things. This season's in the shitter anyway.
Well, there's only one game left to go.
Brother, if I've got anything better to do, I think I'll be doing that instead.
Oh, in 2 weeks? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm just tired of seeing Andy Reid in the Super Bowl. So, more so than anything else. Jeff's shaking his head.
Yeah, I'm shaking my head. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't. I'm sorry, man. I'm tired of this thing. I don't like seeing the sport eventized and being taken over by outside entities and things like this, and where this is more important than the game, and this is like the very definition of it. Like, fuck this.
I mean, I guess it could be worse. So,
Explain how.
I don't know. So like Taylor Swift is like completely vanilla.
And that's what I hate about it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I. Everything about her music is so devoid of any it's insightful to retards, Patrick. That's my problem here. Is there's
Insightful to retards.
yes, there's absolutely no substance or lasting worth to anything that she's ever penned, right? And I'm fairly convinced that the only reason that people are into this is because people are into it, and because they want to feel like they're part of a big group, like it's part of some kind of a like cultural phenomenon. It's the same principle of essentially just looking at going to the grocery store and just asking, like, excuse me, which is the most popular cereal, right? Rather than saying what tastes good, what meshes with me. It's what's the most popular cereal.
Yeah, it's like going to the grocery store and buying lettuce. So,
well, if lettuce was just the most popular thing, that's what I'm saying here. There's zero substance to this, and I have no place in my life for at this point just absolute fluff garbage. God, I'm really teeing off here. I'm sorry.
you
I
seem a
can't.
little angry. Yeah.
It is when
Is it at Taylor Swift, or is it just like the whole thing, like going off the Oscars and stuff this week, or what?
well, no, it's you take that entity and staple it onto an entity that doesn't need her goddamn like approval or spotlight.
Okay.
Right? I hate the idea that this kind of thing is overshadowing the actual game itself.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess the style of the game is pretty vanilla anyway this year.
Yeah, but
There's not really anything going on in the NFL that's like really.
no. It's this. It's
exciting.
this is what comes up all the time.
Yeah,
is this shit right here, right? They always show her in the booth. It's always a big deal, right? Just by merit of dating one of the people that is there, right?
Oh, okay.
You know, I got no time for this. I hate. It's just it's like classic gatekeeping. Just go over there and say like, "Oh, he's dating this person." Okay, show her for 2 seconds and it's done, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But no, we got to make some big fucking thing about it. And it's like, oh, God, it's just again back to just gatekeep the shit out of your hobbies, Patrick. It's just that's all I'm saying. Is keep
Oh
people
yeah,
out.
no. Taylor Swift is not going to get interested in model trains anytime soon. So
I should try to keep her up.
I can't. So I can't get on that many
Disallow
flights.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
you can't permit it.
I don't know, man. I like my entire feed this last week has been clogged with fucking big old walrus chesty haired dude, ripping his shirt off and lifting up like his niece,
Yeah.
it's Taylor Swift. And I was like, yeah, okay, let's get back to the game, please. So, I don't know.
I don't know, man. I mean, just take.
Well, I
something-
mean, it really appeals to a broad perspective of like football fans. I don't know. So, I have no idea.
What do you mean?
Wasn't Jason Kelsey retiring
Well, yeah.
this year, or
Yeah.
did he already retire?
I thought he retired at the end of this year.
Okay, I wasn't sure if he was a year out or not. So I don't know. It's just weird. Like everything that I saw was all him. So
I don't see this as again. I don't see them as like a particularly pedigreed, like meaningful family into football.
no,
I
it's
don't
not
see
Manning.
this. I mean,
whatever. Yeah.
so you're just making a big deal out of all the shit that I don't give a fuck about. So just play the stupid game. Take the nonsense out of it. I mean, football has enough distractions, enough with all of its own fucking issues. Let alone.
Well, it's not like the NBA.
What do you mean?
Well, they didn't do all the BLM stuff and things like that.
What are
So
you talking about? This stuff started in the NFL.
yeah, but I thought the NBA took it like way further.
Well, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
So I watched both games today. I didn't see a black national anthem on either one of them. So
yeah, Will's right. I don't think they air those
okay.
regularly.
Yeah.
I think that's I don't know. It's kind of like the opening, band for a concert. It doesn't
You
matter.
get your seats.
It's
Yeah,
okay
yeah,
if you get there
right.
late.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's okay. Grab your
fine.
beers
Yeah,
and your nachos.
just go to the bathroom early, man. You don't need to see this. So yeah, it's very disappointing season all around. It's already occupying space in my toilet, and we'll be flushing it in 2 weeks. So.
Well, we'll see. I don't know, man. I don't harbor any hate towards the 49ers. So
I do.
Why?
Because of the 80s.
Oh, okay. When they beat up on the Broncos?
Patrick, there's a festering wound in the NFL called the NFC. And the dominance of this bullshit team. Yes, the dominance of this bullshit team that was strung together by all sorts of garbage agreements and just beat up on the poor AFC because of this crap that they managed to pull still lingers in my mind. As far as I'm concerned, the 49ers should still be under basically a I don't want to say they should be seeing their way out of like purgatory now, right?
Okay.
Essentially paying off the sins of transgressions past. But they've had success way too early. And I don't like that.
Okay.
I don't like that one bit.
Oh, all right. Why?
That's pretty self-explanatory. I just said they fought out of purgatory far too soon.
Unlike the Lions.
The Lions are something else.
Well, the Lions took advantage of a guy for years to actually fill seats.
Wait, which era Lions are you talking about? Are you
2000s.
Who's
Barry Sanders?
Oh, wasn't the 2000s, man. That was
Yeah, you're right. That was
1990s.
Yeah.
Detroit Lions, man. I mean, they're just kind of like a cursed franchise right now. It's the same way
Same way with the Bills. So
Bills, more so. I was going to say the Browns, man. The Browns just haven't managed to turn a corner in quite a long time. And Lions, again, I'm kind of like, Will brought that up, and he's right. It's like, this is a team that's sort of due.
Maybe. I mean, just because you're tender doesn't mean you actually don't suck. Yeah. Yeah. So, and I mean, they did put up a pretty good showing the first half today, but then all of a sudden they just flipped over, made a lot of dumb plays.
Sorry, man. I think the people of Detroit deserve a championship like this.
Yeah, okay.
Just like the people of Cleveland deserve a championship. It would mean more to them, right?
Yeah, but that's based on the ownership, man. I'm not going to turn around and say the people of Denver deserve a Rockies win. So,
what do they deserve? And this is the thing is
they need to fucking take up arms and go up there and march on fucking Fort Morgan and kill all the Monforts.
Okay, so I mean,
you eventually have to take matters in your own hands. So otherwise, don't pay for the tickets. So, but they do.
I don't know, man. I find it to be something where, at least to me, on a professional level, right? If I'm sitting there running a league and I'm looking at the teams in the league and I say that you clearly have not, it's not that I'm going to sit there and look and say that there's only certain ways to prove that you're, I don't want to say competent, but are interested in winning.
Are you serious? Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. If you find a team is actually deliberately, I don't want to say deliberately or by neglect, right, or incompetence, if you look at this a period over such a long time and say, you guys clearly aren't trying to win games. So here's the thing is...
Yeah, it might be true for Detroit, yeah.
Well, Detroit, I'm specifically talking about Colorado in this situation here.
Rockies,
so
yeah, absolutely.
If you look at this and you'd say, it does us no good to have teams that literally do not care, right? So this would,
Whereas teams are fan bases.
well, one hand washes the other.
Well,
Right.
yeah, but
You win games, people will go.
right, but that's like Oakland. It's a good example of this. It drove 2 teams out of there.
Yeah, and I wonder if there's more going on there too. I
There
wonder
might
if
be,
there's something
yeah.
inhospitable about Oakland either. Yeah, I can't say, but
Well,
it
you get
wouldn't
robbed in a
surprise
parking
me.
lot, but
Yeah,
yeah.
God, yeah, that's
Yeah, shut down a in and out, whatever.
yeah, that's all
Yeah.
true. That's all true. So I mean, from like an MLB standpoint, if I saw that, I would say, okay, look, you're on basically uh like 3-year probation. Like you have to show that you're
Yeah, but 15 years ago, the Athletics were like top notch. So,
I don't know,
yeah.
but it's not.
That was as long ago as the Rockies were actually contenders.
That's what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that you have to win the whole thing or whatever. It's just that you have to show some improvement or show some kind of like change in your plan, right? Because if
Yeah.
this would be something where you have to present it to the league. This is something where we don't feel it's not competitive for the league. It's not good baseball. It's not. It's something.
I don't think they give a shit about that. They give a shit about ticket sales across the board. So,
Well, again, one hand washes the other. This is like non-competitive baseball.
yeah,
It's
but
not-
if you have a place in like Denver where people are going to show up because it's a summer sport, people want to get out, they're going to pay. So like the Rockies have been like one of the top grossing leagues or teams in the league for years, just based upon ticket sales. So if it means money, whatever, right?
no.
Well, no, I get you on the moral standpoint on this.
It's not a moral standpoint. It is a competitive standpoint.
Yeah, but if people still keep going, then why do you need to pay the fans
What do you mean pay the fans?
with playoff wins?
Well, because if you have X amount of teams per division, right, and you have throwaway teams in them, that artificially juices the teams that are it does not
Yeah, okay. I
lead
got
to
you.
a more competitive,
I
like
got you.
on a legal state. That's what I'm saying here, and that's where it's like, all right, you have basically 3 years to clean up your act, or this we're going to take bids from other cities.
Right, yeah. But if those cities don't actually have the fan base behind it to support those ticket sales, then I can see why the Montforts actually keep it in Denver. So,
No, of course, but I mean,
Yeah.
this would also be something where you would not be the owner.
yeah, but if you paid for it, it's yours, I guess.
Right, but
Yeah.
essentially, what you could do at that point is you can say, like, all right, well, we're actually going to shut down your team and basically open this up to another bidding city.
Yeah, but the league's never going to do that when they actually pay their dues. So, I don't know how that works.
You're asking me,
Yeah,
right?
you're
So,
right, right,
I know that
right.
what
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
doing is you're saying, like, what is this, like, pragmatic side that I'm arguing against? So, like, okay, that's fine. You're asking me what I would do about it.
Right, yeah, but if it keeps minting me golf courses, even if my team sucks, yeah, I get
That means nothing to me. That's again.
Well, and that's my point. Is like I'm not sure if Detroit is in that situation, so I don't know.
With football, clearly not, because I mean that's
Well, the whole team is owned by Ford, like heirs and
Right.
stuff, so they don't give a fuck. So their S&P 500 like mutual funds make more than that team ever will every single year. So it's kind of like a prestige thing, right?
if you were not putting in the effort, you got to go.
But unless it's mine, I can just drive this car around
Hey,
the block
man,
every single week. Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
I can
yeah.
point this. I can say that Donald Sterling had to sell because of
Who is this?
he was the former owner of the Clippers, right? He was the
Oh,
one,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So he was forced to sell the team, right, because of racist statements that he made on a private phone call, right? So
So why did he actually have to sell the team? Who
Because
forced
the-
his hand?
the NBA did.
Okay, all right.
And that's the thing is that wasn't even it was just that they felt that this person could not have a place in the league, right?
Right.
And
But it wasn't because he didn't make money.
no,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, got it.
it has nothing to do with making
Yeah,
money.
okay.
It's
yeah. Well, I mean, that's my point. if it makes money, if you pay your dues, nobody's gonna fuck with you unless something like that comes up, right?
Yeah, but I mean, Pat, if that's the case, then why are you asking me?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
mean, if you just is like, well, pragmatically to make money, it's like, yes, obviously, then this is not a discussion point,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I'm just telling you that if this is, if the
So if he had held on that team, it wouldn't have made money.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know either.
The argument here was that it wasn't a good look for the NBA.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Had nothing to do with money per se. It was
Yeah.
it
Okay.
was that.
Yeah. Well, I don't see the Montforts painting themselves in that kind of corner, but who knows? We might get lucky.
Yeah, that's a shitty thing, and that's what sucks is if you're not going to field a team worth of shit or even put in the effort. You know what? I don't care that it's owned by the Fords, right? Then get off of it. Send it off. You know, it's like, okay, you're not the owners anymore, right? You got to sell. This is going to go to whatever new city is willing to, bid on this and let them take a shot.
So you'd like the NFL to actually take control of that and say, like, hey, fucker, sell. Because you're just sitting on a money pot here.
Right. You're
Yeah,
essentially it's not competitive, man. It's not. And if that's
Well, and you're just juicing all the other teams in your division at that point in time, too.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no. Yep, you'll only get no argument out of me over that one.
That's all. So, it's just these perpetual loser teams, and again, this is not to say that guys don't struggle through it, but I mean, it's just like if you're at, and I'm not just talking about winning the big game. I'm just talking about like if you're just never making the playoffs, and you can tell that say like the Rockies, for example, you can look at it and say like you guys never spend, right? This is
They spend the minimum, like, in order to actually maintain a little bit of competitiveness so they're not, like, completely laughing stocks. Yeah, but, like, I see Arizona go up and down, too, on that. So...
they go up and down, but
Well, and you're also in a division with the Dodgers, who have like gobs of money and just like fucking seal club everybody else in that like fucking division. So,
well, no, they do now, but I mean, here's
they have for 20 years.
they still have the Giants in there too, who they would basically go back and forth with.
Right, yeah,
Right?
but I would say that they actually trade that position. Well, they have San Diego in there too, and they've come up and down over the last.
They've come up and down more,
Yeah.
but I mean, like it used to be San Francisco and
the Doyers.
the Dodgers were out for a while. Man.
They were.
They
They were.
had like a bad decade at least.
Yeah, but they didn't want to move the team, so they started spending on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You're right.
So I mean, you have other powerhouse teams in here, and you're going to give them how many free wins from playing the Rockies, playing the Diamondbacks sometimes
Sometimes, yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, but there's entire divisions of baseball that are just fucking useless. So
which northern division are you picking on?
you know
I mean,
which one.
it's-
We had the Twins for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, well, and other teams like Atlanta goes up and down years.
But that's what I'm saying. Up and down is fine, right?
Yeah, okay.
That's the thing. Up and down is the sign of like transition. It's
Okay.
you're gonna have your lean years. Like think about think about how Green Bay, right? How they have been. If you go back to the 80s laughing stock team,
Yeah.
mid 90s, they become so powerful, right?
Right.
That what ultimately happens here is there's this
Well, it's a Jerry Jones story. He's doing the same thing.
well, it's not just that. Is part of the expansion and growth in this here is when you put together an incredible like squad, what happens is the whole team doesn't, not the team, but also the staff doesn't all stay together, right?
Right,
So
yeah.
all the
They all get
coaching
picked
staff,
off.
right?
Yeah. Yep.
Right? So they all get picked off, and so you're gonna have some ups and downs. That's normal and good, right? If you haven't produced shit in 20 years, there's something off with your ownership. There's something off where it's like, you guys should at least have a couple good seasons in here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got you.
And so if I look at the Rockies, I'm like, you don't. You guys have not had a...
Not since 2008? Or maybe 12. I think they made it up to the divisions in 12. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's been a while,
it's
man.
It's been
a decade.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you guys don't want to take it seriously, don't.
Right.
We got other teams that are willing to... Other places that are willing to give it a shot. They'd happy to.
Yeah. They make a lot of money out their farm teams, though, too. So...
I'd say you get the farm teams.
What's that?
I'd say you get the farm teams.
Okay.
If they move you, I'd say you get the farm teams, but your owner's forced to sell. That's bought out by the city that you're going to.
Yeah. Well, they kind of do that anyway with new stadium offers anymore. So that's what happened to the Broncos a couple of years ago. So, like, oh yeah, no, stay here. Well, the local bars and for local public transport depends on you. So yeah. We'll build you a new stadium, no problem.
Yep.
That's what Vegas has been doing in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
And that's sort of the other end is perform or you're going to Vegas. And if Vegas is full, then you're going to
Reno.
Reno or Atlantic City,
wherever we can actually generate gambling dollars. Yeah. Yeah.
Reno or AC. So yeah, you can play in a different part of Nevada, or you can play in New Jersey. New Jersey doesn't have a football team.
Well, kind of, but no.
No, they have two teams that play in New Jersey.
There, yeah.
But they wear the New York tag.
Right. Nobody gives a shit about either one of them.
Well, I mean, they do. I mean, there's big time. I mean, people are still big fans of the Giants, man. They are, but
they're not even gonna get paid. Oh yeah. God, I mean, it was like the last time they were actually in the headlines. The Eli Manning days. That was 10 years ago, man. Yeah. Now they make like fucking Geico commercials together.
They do.
Stuff.
They do.
Well, I don't know. I guess this is one of the few things that Casey's got going for it. So whatever. So you got a coach, you got a team that can actually make it the game. Get people out of KC, fine. So whatever. I guess you can't hold that against them. So
I can't.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if that's the law, then.
Well, I mean, if they win, then no, I guess you can't. So. What I think Arrowhead is still one of the biggest stadiums in the league too. It's got like 90,000 capacity. It's huge.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, it is. Whatever.
Yeah, I really can't tell you.
I can't either. I don't even know where the Super Bowl is this year. It's probably in fucking Miami or something like that. Like usual.
Why wouldn't it be? I mean, that's...
Or LA or whatever. Didn't they hold it at Coliseum like 2 years ago? I can't remember.
I thought the thing was that they had... I thought they'd ease the restrictions on where the Super Bowl could be so that it would tour to way more different cities now.
I don't think it's supposed to be anywhere that's snowy. So... who knows?
Yeah, that's a tough one, man.
Well, yeah, like Buffalo had to call in fans to fucking show out the stadium.
Hey,
last
you know
week.
what? And good for the fans for showing up.
Yeah, of course. So,
yeah, that's the thing. That's the football roundup. I'm fucking done with it.
Yeah, we'll give it one more week or two more.
Well, help yourself, man.
Yeah, it's fine. I can still root for San Francisco.
All right, you do that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, fine.
Totally up to you, man.
We're right all the way to the end. So, yeah. I got 3 months before baseball starts up in earnest, so...
Root for no fucking NFC teams. It's like cheering on the fucking, like, Confederates, man. I gotta know.
It's the Gazans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, this is... This is ridiculous. It's like whose side are you on? It's like a pharaoh. I'm on.
Yeah, well, my dad was a big San Francisco 49ers fan. He was always his NFC team, so sure. I'll throw my hat in there. Whatever.
That's a whack team for your dad to like.
Well, he was a big Joe Montana fan. So there you go. That's the only connection I have with that team.
All right.
That's all I got, man. That's all I got. So, yeah. We'll see. I don't know. If my mom comes back next week and tells me to root for Chiefs, I'll root for Chiefs. I don't care. So,
all right, man. Well, you've got a reason, man. If
hey, man, we only got one football game left. It's fine. So
I don't have to watch it.
No, you don't. Yeah, no, you don't.
I know it's sort of a cultural touchstone, so it means something, but
it really doesn't. Yeah, especially after you see enough of them. So it's fine.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah. I know all the ads are going to be fucking garbage. So
it's not what it used to be.
They're totally bad, man.
Nobody cares. Everything's previewed before the games and all that.
Oh, so yeah, it's all pre-screened.
There's no mystique.
Nope. No new movies coming out, so
nope. That used to be what I would deliberately tune in for, because that was sort of a that was the exciting thing, looking forward to the new previews and stuff like that. It's like
nothing.
This game is meaningless to me now. Sorry, I'm a little bit grumpy about it, but it's just
fine, man.
I hate it. I hate everything about it right now. So fuck it.
I guess I'm kind of agnostic about it. So whatever. It's something to do in 2 weeks. So we'll take that. That's all I got, man.
There's other stuff to do, man. There's
like what? What else is going on? I don't even know what's going on right now. Hockey?
Well, yeah, there's hockey, but I mean, just take your kid for a walk, or.
Oh, well, I do that.
I was just saying, like, I don't have to watch it just because it's there. The sense of obligation to the Super Bowl is the part that gets me. So you don't like any of the teams in it. You don't like any of the players in it. You sure as shit aren't going to like the halftime, right? So I mean, I guess that's
we talked about that extensively.
Yeah. So
no, I can care less about the halftime. So, but I guess it's kind of the same with the Olympics. I mean, they're coming up this summer. I'll watch them. So they just don't come around that often. So,
see, the Olympics is different. I've gotten way more into the Olympics.
Yeah.
Than probably I don't want to say it's healthy, but I mean in terms of these
What
events.
are your favorite sports to watch in the Olympics during the summer?
Summer Olympics. I mean, I love a lot of the track and field stuff.
Yeah. That's usually the last week. It's the best. Yeah.
Love a lot of the track and field stuff. A lot of the swimming's okay.
Swimming's great, but that's the first week. So
yeah, the swimming's okay. I know a lot of people are like way into that, but that's not my jam so much. But yeah, it's really the track and field events. These are the ones that I like the most. And of course, a couple of the other things like fencing. I enjoy that really quite.
I like boxing.
Boxing is great. Olympic boxing is great.
Yeah. And I hate to say it, but I like crew. So all the rowing events, I love them. So I don't know why. That. Yeah, it's like, oh shit, I watched this 4 years ago. Yeah, go Germany or whatever. Yeah, so I don't know why, but it's just fun to watch.
Yeah, I can't quite explain it. I mean, there's, I guess the like the purity of the competition. If that's
there's
something sense. To that where it's sport kind of like stripped away of all of its most extraneous bullshit. Right? There's nothing here that really gets in the way of the actual competition, and that I kind of dig.
Yeah, me too. I got you on that. Yeah. I don't know. I always enjoy the Summer Olympics so much more than the winter ones. So
For me, yes.
yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, there's a few winter sports that I like to watch too, but the summer one is just like, hey, what's on today?
yeah,
Yeah, and you
yeah,
find something new.
yeah,
It's like, oh, this is fucking cool. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Like diving and stuff like that. It's just weird. It's like, oh shit, yeah, I remember this. Let me watch this. Yeah,
Well, the nice thing, okay, and I will say the nice thing about the Olympics, especially, about this is they do, the announcers do have the decency to, they're very good at actually explaining the intricacies of the sport
yes.
as they're happening.
Well, they have to explain it to you because
Yes.
yeah, you're not normally watching this. Yeah, yeah. I got you.
It's one of the reasons that I actually think that football is a little bit inaccessible to the outsider. Like sort of, I think it's kind of an acquired taste, like black coffee, where it's like you have to put in your time with it before the flavors start to open up. Because
Right, yeah.
seriously, like with coffee, all you taste is the hot and the bitter at first, right? And then you notice that the flavors start to open up after, I don't know, your 50th cup. And I feel like football in that same way it's, you mentioned this before and you're absolutely right, okay? Because I do think that baseball is a confusing sport in some ways.
Oh yeah.
Where, like, the way you said it, you're absolutely right. You're like, okay, so the major aspect of the game is something that people get. Is like, this guy's going to throw it, this guy's trying to hit it. Okay,
Right.
got it.
It's the essence of the game.
Yep.
Yep.
The minutiae of the details is sort of a quagmire. It's a little bit of a, like, you have to have watched the game and seen this to see all the terminology. It's just like, oh, this is a 2-6-4, double play, blah blah blah.
You have to understand when someone's in a dangerous situation. Yes.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Whereas football, I mean, you have a lot of moving parts. There's so many stoppages. There's so many, like, okay, why do they have to kick the ball now? It's like, oh, because it's fourth down.
Right.
Do they have to kick? No. If they don't, then they turn it over on down.
Right.
Is that a bad thing? Well,
Could be.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you're kind of at the no-win situation part of the field where you can't kick a field goal, you don't want to punt, that sort of thing.
Yeah, but baseball, you just get you out every inning. So yeah.
3 out,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
that's
Yep. Up down. Yeah.
Yep.
Football is like much more thinking about like, oh well, he's only got 2 timeouts left, and we're 14 minutes into the second quarter, and he already burned one.
Yeah,
that's going to turn into something bad later. But you really have to be able to see that far down. So whereas baseball, it's like, all right, 3 up, 3 down. So there's a lot of shit going on every single inning.
Yeah.
Or there's nothing going on. Or there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
And it's like perfect time to grab a dog, grab a beer, take a piss, you know, because the game is fine. So whereas football, yeah, you can miss something little and it turns into something big down the road. So you do have to watch a lot of it to actually understand that. So,
That's the thing is
and the Olympics are so clean on that. It's like, this guy is this far ahead. It's like, and this is the gold medal run. Yeah, he's gonna win. Yeah, right. Yeah,
yeah.
So, or even in boxing, it's like, this guy's 2 up and 2 down. Oh, okay. This match matters. Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
There can be that's the thing about boxing. You're absolutely right. Is there's even as you're watching it, you can sort of get it's that kind of like surprise, because a lot of these are going to go to with 4 rounders. You're not going to see that many knockouts, but
it's still double elimination. So yeah.
But you're sitting there watching. You're watching the judging and things like this, and you're like, God, it seemed like this dude really got his ass kicked, but they scored it 10-9.
Right.
Like,
right.
why? What did they see that I didn't?
Yeah.
Or
wrestling. I love to watch wrestling. So Olympic wrestling is amazing. So, because it's double elimination. It's like, oh, fuck, that guy, oh, you just wrecked that dude, but he's already 2 down. So it's like, he had to. Yeah. Now I'm kind of looking forward to it, man. So
I think it's fun.
I think it's way fun. It's a good summer whenever it comes around. So, and I didn't realize that it comes around every election year. Kind of gives everybody a breather.
Huh.
It does.
Huh.
Uh, so you got to root for USA Swimming.
That's interesting.
Beat the Australians.
I never really noticed the
yeah.
connection. Okay.
So yeah, but that's Summer Olympics. Always every election year. Yeah.
I wondered if. See, think about how different that would be if they actually decided that they would have called it off for the COVID year,
What?
the Olympics, and then
Oh
kicked it
yeah.
off that cycle.
Well, they kind of did. I mean, the last Summer Olympics were dumb because there was no
It was all
fans.
in isolation, yeah.
Yeah, and that was in Japan, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was. And I mean, kudos to Japanese for being cool about the entire thing. So they built all this shit, and then all of a sudden it was like, okay. So nobody can be in the stands, but it was fine.
Yeah, you remember those fanless years of sports?
That one, yeah, yeah.
Well, not just of the Olympics, but do you remember the COVID fanless years?
I remember baseball. I don't remember football that much that year.
Baseball was whack. Baseball, well, they eventually started doing.
Well, they
the
put all the
artificial
fucking.
noise. Yeah.
Well, no, and they put all the fucking teddy bears in the stands, which was kind of cute. I like that. Yeah, you know, and stuff. I don't remember
Yeah.
football season being that weird. Baseball though, because it was definitely spring. So, yeah. And I remember we were actually like scheduled to go down to a couple Cactus League games, and they all got canceled.
Oh
that
yeah,
year.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to a couple this year, so it'll be fun. I love Cactus League baseball, man. So you never know what you're gonna see. So
Well, that's the cool part, right?
yeah, no. Sometimes you see a whole bunch of like AAA retards,
Mm-hmm.
and then every now and then they just roll out the entire lineup, and it's like, oh, great.
Probably have kids like going nuts for autographs and shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, and they're so close.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like 8 rows away. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's nice. So, but yeah, no, that did happen. I remember like some baseball games, especially during the summer. Well, I mean, the thing about baseball games is sometimes, like, depending on where they're playing, you're kind of used to empty stands. So, but the football was a little bit different. So,
Oh yeah, yeah. I was. That was.
well, that's where they used to zoom in the camera so you couldn't see the empty stands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very selective work. That's
It
good
was.
camera work.
It was good camera
good
work.
camera work.
Yeah, very nice, fine wire work.
It really is. I don't want to fault these guys. They did fine work with that. No, the one of the my rabbit hole this week, the thing that polluted my YouTube feed was I was very interested in watching collections of deliberately hit batters in baseball.
Oh, nice.
And that sort of fed the feed there with all the sports shit,
Yeah.
including intentional low blows in boxing, which I always find hilarious, despite the fact how much they suck. But the thing you're talking about, yeah, in baseball, where you're watching regular games, these weren't COVID years, right? And you're just watching dudes like. They'll crank it and it'll just go into a deserted area.
Oh
of the
yeah,
stadium.
especially in like Detroit or Chicago or Cleveland,
yeah,
Minnesota,
Twins.
Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's part of me that says that's kind of sad, but I've also been to plenty of those games, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing
Sure.
wrong with
Yeah.
a kind of like deserted game.
162 a year, man. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Football is a little bit weird though. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Especially like I remember that fall watching college games. So like we're normally you go to Ohio State and there's 110,000 fucking fans.
Yeah, same thing with Michigan. And,
Michigan,
Nebraska's a big one, yeah.
Nebraska, Big Red, yeah, and it was just deserted. So that was a little bit of a weird year. So, but yeah, no, you're right. Baseball had like a different kind of taste to it. Where like, okay, so it's the third deck in Wrigley Field. Nobody sits here normally.
Yeah, it's weird because I mean, I've been to sold out games and I've been to games where the players can hear you.
I've been to those games. Yes.
if you want to
Yeah.
tell them something, they'll hear it.
They're gonna hear it. Yeah. Yeah, but it was different, man.
Yeah.
So football games, yeah, in particular. I haven't been to a pro football game since before COVID, so it's been many years actually. Yeah. I've been to college games since I was in college. So like the first time.
Yeah, no doubt, huh?
Yeah, no, it's been a long time. So
You miss it?
no, man.
I say it's sort of a
The last college game I went to, I learned what tear gas smelled like. So
Jesus. What happened there?
this was, oh God, this is a long time ago. 98, 99. It was when they
cast.
it was a year they turned CSU and CU football games. It was at CU, and they tried to make this stadium a dry stadium.
Oh,
And so everybody got fucked up before we went in the football game. Yeah. And we got tear gas on the way out. So it smells like ammonia. Just so you know. Really,
I remember that.
really,
I-
really strong ammonia.
not the game, but I remember the trying to make it a dry thing. Yeah, and
I don't know if it's stuck or not. So
I don't know either. I can't remember.
your brother would know. Yeah.
Well, I'll ask him when I see him. Yeah,
Yeah,
It's,
yeah, It was like 98, 99. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Was there something that spurred it on?
I don't remember. Well, it was everybody was fucking trashed. So when we all got out of the game, and CSU beat CU that year. So yeah, it got like a little violent afterwards.
Well, that's what I'm trying to remember here. Was there an event where they were like tearing down the goalposts and shit? And
No, nobody got on the field on that one. It was
no, I
all-
mean before then. That spurred them to make it dry.
no, they were just trying to implement it. So because they had like a lot of problems the year before that.
That's what I'm saying. Like
No. It was well advertised that it was a dry event, so everybody got fucking wrecked before we went in the stadium.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the.
because you can't really patrol the parking lot.
Oh God, there were cops everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, so something broke out somewhere. It was on Frat Row up in Boulder. So I just happened to be there with some dudes from the airport. So
Fair enough,
yeah. So yeah, and then the only other games that have been since then. So I went to a couple of Broncos games with Robert, but then I went to a couple more with my wife and some of her friends from CU Law
Oh,
a couple years later.
Yeah.
But that was all before, like, I've only been in the new Mile High in Vesco or whatever it is now, like one time. All the
I've
other
never
times, yeah, no, like
Yeah.
all the other times were old Mile High. So it was all way long ago. So, in fact, the last one that I went to, I think Old Mile High was still standing. And they had yet to demo it because they built that into a parking lot. So
oh, that's a fair. I don't know.
it was a while ago, man. It was a while ago.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, but no, I've been to Coors many times. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
In
for
fact, I
sure.
went last year. So yeah, go this year. So
I've been to a ton of hockey games and basketball games and stuff like that too. So
yeah, sure. Yeah. I haven't been in too many local games lately. So
I don't care.
yeah, I don't care
I haven't
either,
been
man.
in the mood.
So, but I remember going to CC games down in World Arena.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah.
Those are fun. The Sky Sox games, those were fun too.
Oh yeah, my brother and my dad and I used to go to $2 Tuesdays all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that, but I just haven't been in the mood. I got
I don't do crowds anymore either.
that was a weird one. I was asked like over the holidays, right? It's like, did you go to any concerts or anything? And I just had to stop and think. I was like, no, not in a while, not in a long while.
Oh,
And I was wondering if anything could actually get me off my duff to go want to see like music live. And I don't think I care anymore. This is the weird thing is I don't think I care to see music live anymore.
Well, I don't do it,
I've
but
been to hundreds of concerts, man.
well, my wife and daughter have been doing it a lot the last couple of years.
Mm.
So yeah, they went to go see Pink last year. So
Speaking about worthless music, but I mean, they're
well, I
girls.
get that, but yeah,
Yeah,
no, they wanted to see that, and they saw Five Finger, and they saw who was it? Um, I can't remember. A couple of big ones up at whatever it made me. It was Ball Arena. We went there at least 3 times last year. So yeah, they keep asking me, "You want to go?" I was like, "Nope, I'm good." So go on, have fun. So
No, it's cool.
I
I
like
mean,
that stuff.
it's like I said, I've been to more than my fair share, and
You've
stuff
seen
like
some
that.
amazing concerts over the
There's
years.
tons,
Yeah.
tons.
So
You
yeah.
can go all the time, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's there's something to it where. All right, this is the wacky thing, and I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say this in all honesty. Like, the studio versions are usually superior to
Oh
the
yeah.
live
Yeah.
versions, and there's something about the like every time it's like they're gonna walk off stage and you're gonna sit there and bang on the seat, and they're gonna come out there and they're gonna do an encore,
Mm.
and then you're gonna bang on the seat and whistle for 5 minutes, and then they're maybe gonna do the second encore. Really,
The old man grouching here.
this, and especially when it's like you've seen the same bands, like some of them like 4 or 5 times a piece. Like it's
What's
like
the most amazing rare band that you saw?
rare.
Like the one in a lifetime thing that you actually got to go see. Like those guys died or something like that.
Well, died. I mean, um. So okay, so the okay, so the
Like if you could have a tour shirt from that place.
that's different though. I mean, like so. All right, so I would say the most like the one of the most impactful. All right, was at the Fillmore because it's not a huge place. It's,
Yeah,
it's
no,
not.
it's tiny.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not big. And the two artists played on the same bill that had no business being together, but they were both awesome. And in that place, it's so small. You're right there. The stage is right next to you, and so yeah, going to see Fiona Apple there was fantastic.
Oh,
It's
okay.
so intimate. And yet at the same time, the Jurassic 5 played there, and that was fucking sweet too. It's like, but you guys like, how are you on the same bill?
Yeah.
But that was great. That was part of the experience. Same thing goes with it wasn't the Fillmore. I think it was not the Ogden. I don't know. There was another place around there, another small place that I saw this Irish folk band called Flogging Molly, and they were
Oh,
that
they're
place,
great.
That
Yeah.
place rocked so hard that
Yeah.
night. It was
Yeah,
like,
I
oh,
remember
this is so
Flogging Molly.
fun.
Yeah. They're still out there. So
Yeah, and they weren't. I didn't see them for them. It was because they were opening for. So there were 3 bands. The first one was called King Rat. Nobody cared. Flogging Molly was next, and they were both opening for the Mighty Mighty Bosstones, and that was
oh wow. Yeah.
a great show. Very small, that kind of thing. That's super cool. In terms of like big productions, like. Nobody put on a more fun stage show than AC/DC.
Where did you see them?
Pepsi Center.
Okay.
Yeah, Pepsi Center.
Ball
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, it was the Pepsi Center when I went, but yeah, in terms of like fucking giant balloons and stage shit and all this
Yeah.
other weird stuff. Iron Maiden was kind of the same way, except they sounded terrible. But that's because it was at the World Arena. The acoustics were terrible, but yeah,
They
that
are
was a-
pretty bad there.
It was a fun show. Even though I'm not gonna lie, I think most of Iron Maiden's music is terrible.
It pretty is.
It's
yeah.
it's like, it's embarrassing. It's like Yeah, dude, I read the Odyssey.
Pam
in
said
high
the
school,
same
too.
thing. She saw Def Leppard like 4 years ago at the Ball Arena. She said it sounded like ass, but it was fun.
Way fun. Yeah, and then there's a lot of like I'll bet you she loves this. There's a ton of like 80s bands that have come back and they're touring again, and you're
Yep.
you know seeing some fun stuff.
What did she see a couple of years ago? She saw
I saw Journey at the
Bret Michaels and
Poison.
Poison. She
Yeah.
saw Poison a few years ago. She said it was great. So even though it's like the whole stands are full of boomers.
At best.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. No, it's the same thing. Like if you what do you think you're gonna see if you go see Kiss? No, it's not like you have this vision that you're seeing rockers because you remember
They're all
rockers
virtual
from when
now,
you were a
man.
kid,
Yeah.
right? But they ain't rockers, and the guys around you
They're
aren't
old,
rockers
man.
either.
Yeah.
It's, get out of here with that shit. Yeah, before any of that kicked off, I remember I saw Journey at the Colorado State Fairgrounds.
Jesus.
With my old boss. Yeah. And that was before there was like a resurgence, so it was still like
They were in a trough, huh?
dude, it was you were just relegated to that that little dumpster of has-been bands, and you wouldn't get no play. There's no like sort of silent respect for an era gone by. At that point, it was kind of like the few of you diehards in denim jackets are here to enjoy this, but that was that. I saw
Didn't you see Simon and Garfunkel once?
I did. That was
Wow.
at the Pepsi Center.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I've been to so many goddamn concerts.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, no, my wife and my daughter have been racking up quite a few over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And so, like, some are pretty old, but some are a little bit newer. So, like, they're waiting for a couple other ones to come around. So, they've been waiting for Pink to come around for a couple of years. My wife, like, just really wanted to see him,
Oh, they're girls, man. That's fine.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So, yeah. Well, it was my wife and my sister-in-law who were really bent on that because, a little bit older, so and stuff. But, yeah, they saw... They keep trying to get Imagine Dragon tickets, and they're so fucking expensive.
Will saw him.
Did he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they were insanely expensive, and so I told them, I was like, all right, so you can go I'll underwrite that one, or you can go see these other two. And they're like, nah, I want to go see the other two.
Hey, man,
they were like $400 a pop, man.
Yeah.
They were crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got so you got to make a choice. You either got to dial it in there, or be willing to go day of and buy them out front.
Yeah. No, they got jacked out of Disturbed tickets last year too because of that day of kind of thing, and they canceled. So, but they got a refund, and apparently they're coming back next year, so I'm gonna go see that dude.
Your daughter's gonna see that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
Catherine. Yeah, they'll go to anything that's like somewhat heavy. Where did they? Went with my brother like 2 years ago to go see what's that fucking angry band? Korn. They went to go see Korn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can't stand that, man. It's just too mad.
Yes, look, I've got plenty of angry bands in my repertoire.
I'm sure you do.
Never, but I gotta say, they never tickled my fancy. I didn't.
No, me
like,
neither. Yeah.
You can be angry, just sing. Like also like be angry, but also sing, and just. I'm sorry, like. All right. So the other thing is, oh my god, it's so many shitty bands too. But like, get in there and I don't know. I don't want to pick on it too much because if it's something that you're into, but it's just there's something about it. Like, I don't go to rock music for the rock. It's just there's something about it. Like it's like if the music is good, but I just don't want to hear the rock. You know, I don't want to hear the like oh, I hear him thrash on this. Like, you're just wasting my time. It's like I don't need a 4-minute solo. It's like this is doing nothing for me. It's like
yeah, no, I got you. Yeah.
It's just like if the rock music is good, that's fine, but I don't need to hear it rock. You know.
Well, my wife would probably she'd be totally with you on that.
I think she probably halfway.
Yeah.
I think there's probably times when she does her fair share of headbanging, but also times that it's like I would not be surprised. I've seen them. I don't feel like I'd be surprised to see her at a Queensryche show.
Queensryche? Oh yeah, absolutely. She'd fucking be there. Yeah.
I would think so. Yeah. I've seen there, and then there was actually a show that had girls at it. So believe it or not.
My wife is kind of regressing into her rock roots and so she shaved her head. So
What on the sides?
Yeah, she's a lawyer, but completely shaved it down. I was like, all right.
Hey, dude.
You got billable hours, whatever.
It sounds fun to me.
It is fun. It's way fun. Yeah. No, actually, that was my big Christmas present. My daughter was to actually get her a full-blown biker zip-up jacket, with all the buckles.
What?
And shit. Yeah, I had to do it, man. It's like, I gotta get you the right one, man.
I would not have seen that coming. Did she like it?
Oh, she loved it, man.
Okay.
So, yeah, she wears it every day. So,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, man. I was like, I know what you want.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But I can't do that stuff, man. I don't like crowds. I don't like the music anymore. So I keep regressing into my musical taste. They're going back into the 60s and the 50s. So they really are. So
has there been something that you've been jamming on that
Johnny Cash, man, all the time. Yeah.
It's weird that it's never connected with me.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why it is either for me, but it totally is. So
I've heard so this is the weird thing is when I've asked what is the appeal, right? Because I don't think either of us would pretend that Johnny Cash has an amazing singing voice. I don't think he does.
No. He hits a right tone for me. So
is that it? Because there are people that tell me, they say Johnny Cash is basically the crossroads where old time country and rock and roll hit each other in just the right space. And and it sounds like this. Okay, well it's not kicking it for me, but
God, man, I like some of that old time country though too, man.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with that either. It's just where does this fit in? It just doesn't.
He's not quite Elvis, so but
right.
Yeah,
right.
But he's not Burl Ivy's.
Maybe that's it. Maybe if I see it as a little bit more Elvis, maybe I can get into that. Elvis
definitely a little bit more Elvis, but not quite. So yeah,
because Elvis. There's a picture that you have of him, but I mean...
Which Elvis?
Well, I mean, so there's this thing of Elvis where you have an image of him, whether it be the fat Elvis or the young Elvis. There's something about it that's like Americana and wholesome. But then again, this is also a guy that carried guns and badges because he thought it made him look tough.
Yeah, so, a lot of that fake. Yeah. There's other parts of Johnny Cash. It was like, yeah, I go to prison for you. It's like, I appreciate that, man. Yeah. I don't know, man. So, yeah. It's a little bit different.
Elvis was learning martial arts because...
yeah.
I mean,
I might fight off the sheriff with this.
But the cops liked him. I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's sort of a weird place with that. And I guess, Johnny Cash, I suppose, would be the alternate dimension Elvis, where it's take all that, but actually have a gripe against society,
Well, yeah, use it up a little bit, yeah. Yeah. So... I don't know, man. So there's pieces of that back there that just kind of appeal to me in some respects, but then there's other pieces of it's like, oh, this is gross. What's this?
I gotta tell you, so this was one of my I don't want to call it a boomer moment because it's not the time frame and it doesn't fit my thing, but It's just I listened to an album cover to cover, right, without distraction. I just sat there and listened to the music, right, because I have the little Amazon Music thing.
Yeah.
Right? Do you use that? Okay.
Yeah.
It's a very low price, access to tons of stuff.
Yeah. I get it through Audible. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So actually, I grabbed that Offspring album that we all listened to in seventh or
Oh
ninth grade.
yeah. Oh man.
The Smash album, and
Oh,
I sat down.
keep them separated.
Yep. And I listened to it from beginning to end, just sitting on the couch, listening to music like there was a fucking extended play.
It's not as good as you remember.
Actually, it was 10 times better than I remember.
Really?
Oddly enough. Oddly enough.
Okay, all right.
Now, that doesn't mean that I
Like
wasn't...
guys banging on tambourines, man.
That doesn't mean I wasn't grinning like an idiot. Where I'm like,
I know all those songs, man.
of course you do. And that was the thing. That was part of the joy, was remembering all of the B-side tracks and all these other things. I was like, wow, I remember all of this. And that was quite an experience.
All right. I'm not too far away from you. I was listening to Green Day the other day.
Okay.
Kind of the same thing. It was like, wow, this music is like really basic.
But
But it reminds me of so many
yes.
times in high school, and you know, so many feelings that I was going through at the time. So yeah, no, I've listened through Smash several times, and there's some songs on there that are better than I remember. There are some that are way worse. So
I agree.
yeah,
I agree.
I remember.
But it's...
I did the same thing with Nirvana not too long ago. I mean, I loved Nirvana when I was a kid. I loved it. I loved everything about them. So, but then you go through a few of their tracks and you start to realize that Kurt Cobain was kind of a genius on some things, but other of his tracks are just fucking trash. They're absolute garbage. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's the...
And then they rolled into, who was the band after them?
What, after he passed?
Yeah.
What, the Foo Fighters?
Dave Grohl, Foo Fighters, thank you.
See,
So, and it's like derivative of everything.
That's the thing is,
yeah.
I actually never caught on to those. I listened to their music. I mean, shit, they've been around like 3 times as long as Nirvana was at any point.
Well, fuck yeah, he only lasts for 5 years. So before he blew his head off with a shotgun.
Yeah.
So.
But I gotta say, there's... So, to me, I guess that's the thing about the Foo Fighters is people like, you like Nirvana, you should like this. I'm like, actually, no.
No, it's not the same.
It's not that it's not the same. It's that it's like they've deliberately sanded all the edges off, and I just like, that's not what I want. I'm like, that's not what I was listening to this in the first part. I don't want a version of this that like my mother would say, like,
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
I was like, no, I want them to be like...
There was a ton of bands at that point in time that were kind of like that. Like STP, like...
Yeah, but that...
They were different, man.
That had drugs.
Well, yeah, but so did Kurt Cobain and all those guys, you know. But then you roll into that, and then you get, who is it, Vedder and Bush and stuff like that. Completely different.
Well, so all right, so this is the...
That is the guy, right?
Well, Eddie Vedder was Pearl Jam. Bush
and then
was...
he rolled into Bush, right?
No.
Okay.
That's Gavin Rossdale.
You're right. Yep. Thank you. You're right.
No, so I was a huge Stone Temple Pilots guy.
Yeah.
But he was going through severe heroin problems for the first couple of albums.
Yes.
Third album, he goes and gets clean, and
it's not the same.
Well, it was incredibly popular, but there is just this tonal difference where, again, there's no... I'm sorry.
There's no guts to it.
There's no rock. And I know that I'm not begging for the rock, but that was sort of their thing.
Yep.
And then it just kind of got weird. Then he OD'd, and that was how it all went.
Well, that happened to a lot of guys.
Yeah. I mean, there's Alice in Chains prematurely, sort of.
Oh, Jerry Cantrell.
Yeah. Quite a shame, because they were still doing things...
They were very good until then. Yeah, I remember. I actually saw Chains in concert. So that was one of the few that I actually went to see back then. So, yeah. They were great, and then all of a sudden, not.
It's a real shame because
Yeah,
those
it
guys
was.
had for being within that scene, man. They carved out a unique sound just for
Totally
them,
did.
and
Yeah,
it was incredibly heartfelt.
I still have their. What was their? They had a great album.
They had a few. They had a few great albums, as far as I'm
Was it
concerned.
called Grind?
That was one of them. Well, that was a song.
That was a song. It was on that album though. I can't remember the album.
Yeah, that
It
was
was really good.
I'm gonna.
It was like
This-
92.
Well, this will be a struggle if I can name them in order. So I mean, so you've got starts with, I
It
think
was
it's,
a Man in the Box.
well, yeah, but I'm trying to remember the album name. I think it's Facelift. And then,
Nope, you're right. It's Facelift.
and
Yeah.
then it's Dirt. Then it's
Dirt is when they
and that
started
album has that album rocked pretty hard.
going. You can kind of see where they're going with that one. I remember that one. I have that one. So yeah.
No, there's a lot of their big hits on there. Jar of Flies.
Oh yeah.
And then it's the one that you're talking about, the one that was supposed to be called Tripod because it had a three-legged dog on it.
Correct. Yep.
But that's not what it's called.
Yeah.
I know Will owns.
Damn, I remember when that dropped.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know, man. There's a couple other bands there that were just kind of like Band-Aid bands for a little while. So listen to Kilo, trying to get you to the next, yeah. So,
Well, I don't want to. This is the thing. I don't like to talk about all these.
Metallica had Band-Aid bands.
Well,
yeah.
no. The also ran bands there. The ones that you're like, okay, so these guys. People thought they might take off, but then again, it's like, so what's the last Seven Mary 3 song you heard? What's the...
Oh, man. I haven't thought about them in
That's
ages.
what I'm saying. There's a ton of them in there that I can throw out there. Was like, yes, these guys were supposed to be the next big thing. It didn't happen, right?
Or they'd spin off into something else. So...
Every now and then, but most of the time...
Well, that's where Katy Perry came out of. So I remember
Well,
that.
she was in Christian rock.
I know, but she had a couple really
good...
good, like, kind of somewhat metal songs there. And
Katy
then,
Perry?
Yeah, what was the one?
What metal songs did...
What? I can't remember the original band that she came out of. It was hot for a while.
Katy Perry.
Yeah, seriously, yeah. You didn't even know who she was at that point in time.
In the Christian rock scene.
No, she went into metal first, and then...
What?
I might be wrong about this, but I remember listening to her. It's got to be like 2003, 2004-ish.
She would have been a child at that point.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, like 18 or whatever. So, I don't know. I might be wrong about that. I just remember a couple songs back then.
Like, that would have been around the time of, like, Avril Lavigne and things like that. But, I mean...
It was.
Like, yeah.
It was. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But I sure as shit don't remember her...
Yeah. I might be misremembering that. I don't remember. So, entirely. I mean, there was a while there where I was listening to basically all your fucking, I still have your CDs that you cut for me a few years ago.
Well, you still have a CD player in your car, right?
I don't anymore. I have it in my truck.
Oh,
That's
right.
where all your CDs are.
Okay.
That was like 2004.
So
We
I'm
should
saying,
spin those
man,
up, man, and see what's on there, man.
Let's,
So I
go
remember
way
there's a bit of Evanescence on there, man.
yeah. Again, that's the.
She was great.
No, actually, I think a lot of that is still worth listening to. It's just
absolutely.
it is very much a particular time capsule into
It is.
to that era,
It is.
right? So if you're gonna say like, hey, listen to this Linkin Park song, I'm like, this doesn't sound modern, but it certainly takes me back to
It does.
a certain sound.
Well, it was like really early EDM on there too. So yeah,
EDM.
dance
Electronic dance music? Okay.
Yeah, there's some of that on. In fact, I think there's a Braveheart song on there.
When I dance to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, go nuts. Yeah, this is, it was fun to sit down and just like listen to that and um yeah.
Oh, Smash.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that album. I could probably sing. If you spool it up, I'd probably know all the lyrics on that, both sides. So
Yeah,
I spun that one clean, man.
I know you did.
Yeah.
You were worse about it than I was.
Yeah, I spun that one clean. Same thing with Alice in Chains at that time. Then probably Load, if not Reload. Could probably recite all those lyrics there.
That many great songs.
There weren't, man. They were bad. So yeah, but that was a long time ago too.
I mean, I didn't think they were awful. I'll put it to you that way. I didn't.
They went downhill over time. They had a weird symphony album later, and that's when they lost me. So
no, it's fine. That's hey, creatively you got to take some risks. But
Sure.
yeah, I didn't.
Well, they ducked out for like 10 years there too. So because alcoholism or drugs or whatever.
Well, the band was falling apart too.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
But yeah, there's there are. I will give Metallica this again. You have a lot of people in there who are there for the rock, but they do have some, especially if you go in the back catalog. They have some just weird songs that are
Lame.
quite interesting. Well, I mean, they're lame, but in the best way. Like they sing multiple songs about Cthulhu, and
They do.
Like,
Yep.
I think they're doing that because it's fun. Like that. Okay, so there's one thing.
I forgot about some of those, but yeah, you're right.
So this is the thing that I always laugh at. When people were taking them seriously, like in the heyday of their rockitude, right? Because there are people that are like, oh, they sold out on the Black Album. It's like, I don't know. I listened to that one like cover to cover a million times too, and you get there, and there's a song about werewolves, and
There is.
Again, I think they're having just like the greatest time, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, nobody at your record label was like, could you guys write a song about werewolves?
Yeah. Like, we need one more to deck out this track here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, werewolves, let's do it. Yeah.
It's like, about them? It's like, no, it's about being them. So really, and they have so much fun with it. And there's just something that's so authentic to it where you say, this is so stupid, but I love it, right?
Yeah.
And
they don't all have to be serious. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
But they sing it seriously,
Yeah.
and that's the thing that works,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they do.
Like, if they were joking about it, that wouldn't work. But there was something about that felt like so honest and heartfelt, and like, I can get into this despite the stupid. It's like, I can tell where your head is.
Right.
And I love it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, you can't have a sellout album with a werewolf song. You can't. It just... Because you'd be thinking about, like... you'd be like, girls can't dance to this. Right? It's like,
Yeah. In fact, you're going to scare all the girls away with this one if they actually listen to the lyrics.
if they're not saying, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But...
This is the last one or two songs in the set. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm like, but I love this. I love that's I enjoy this so much. It's like, so you got these, or you got another like fucking 19-minute song about how electric chairs suck.
Right,
so
yeah. We're stepping on landmines. Yeah.
And I get it. Those rocked pretty hard.
But still at the same point in time, you only take so much of that, man.
Yeah, man. It's Megadeth. They suck. They're fine performance, but their songs are so fucking juvenile. Saw them at Sky Sox Stadium with.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never saw Megadeth, man.
Good.
Yeah, never saw that.
That's just they're so dumb. They're so like Dave Mustaine is an idiot, and he's so fucking stupid, and it just comes through in his music, man. It's embarrassing. Oh God, yeah. It's
There's a lot of guys from back there that are like that, though, man.
there are
a lot.
I look, and I took my swerves into other stupid music. It's like, boy, this Slayer album sure does suck.
Oh yeah. How much time you spend over in ministry?
I spent time with their first two good albums.
Right, yeah. Then you realize that Jerry Lee Lewis is the devil.
I don't. What I don't
And actually, this is just a really good thing to rock out to. There's nothing to be said here.
No, to its credit, man, it wasn't anything more than it pretended to be.
Correct.
But that also meant it was deep as a puddle, and so there's no reason to sit there. Like, this was the thing. Like, when I was younger, there was something like mysterious. Like, I could think about what are they really trying to say with this? Is there hidden meanings? There's like no hidden meanings to ministry.
No.
Right?
None.
Just go in there and you kind of
Same thing with Rob Zombie. It's just fun to listen to. There's nothing here for you.
like there may be like the slightest,
Maybe.
the tiniest bit of subtext, but it's all crouched in like the Munsters. So I mean, and you know I'm not lying.
No, you're right. Yeah, it's Addams Family, but on speed.
Why? Because I love this shit.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the album, it's like, this is some pretty like demonic imagery, but you're singing about the car from the Munsters.
It's just fun to watch,
and not about anything else.
No,
like you're literally singing about that.
It's just
like,
fun to watch. Oh my god! But we took it so serious.
See, I don't. Again, that's something that I feel like in many ways kids are missing out on. Right?
They might be.
And I know this is sort of like also sort of like boomer talk. It's different.
Yeah.
No, it's just that it was a different time period. I know, like, so I knew the generation before me too, and I knew that these were the guys that music basically peaked over there when they said, like, all right, so this is Led Zeppelin, and these are guys that really were hiding messages in their songs, even when they're about hobbits and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
But there was something to that in that time period because it was clicking with that group. Mm-hmm. So some of that carried over a little bit later, but for a lot of us, like, it was there, but it was starting to like fall apart, toward the end because people weren't looking for that. It's not.
No,
it wasn't interesting. It wasn't.
Well, you're doing so much with like new instrumentation and stuff like that at that point in time that it was just like, oh, this is cool to listen to. There's no subtext behind it.
Yeah, there's nothing. It's that sort of heady prog rock era gives way to Poison, and there's no
right. Yes,
there's zero, and I do
monster
mean,
ballads.
Well, there is zero subtext to Nothing But a Good Time. There is zero subtext.
Yeah, no. Any AC/DC
to
song,
Talk Dirty to Me. Yeah, any AC/DC song. I think there's one that maybe has like a little bit. Nope. I scratched that. No.
I think
Nope.
No.
Sure doesn't.
Nope. Yeah.
So you can, like, all those other fucking bands that would play with them, like Crocus and Accept and you like, there are people out there that'll sit there and say like Rat was a good band. No, Rat sucked. Rat was fucking awful. All right. So was Wasp, and so was what other shit bands did I see from?
Did you ever see Guar?
No, dude.
Oh, okay.
I've listened to Guar's catalog. There's only one song I like.
I've only listened to a few of them. I just watch them for the videos. So,
that's fine. Yeah,
this is visual spectacle. So yeah,
Bro, it's rough. It is rough sledding when you're like, you guys have put out like 14 albums and there's one song of yours I like. So this is not going to be a good time,
no,
right?
yeah,
The same thing goes with like I know that they are like uh front runners, first ballot Hall of Fame in the punk category. But the same thing goes with the Ramones. Is you guys have like
yep,
20
I
albums,
agree. Oh my
6
god,
songs
so
I
many
like.
fucking people wore their shirts too,
I
man.
know. Well, again, it's the same
I
thing with
remember.
like the Sex Pistols. Their iconography is more important than their
Right.
actual contribution to music.
Yeah. God, man, I remember them.
So you know, it's this was fun times, man. It's
Yeah, but none of them die anymore either. They're all still out there in some respects. Well, not the
well,
Sex
Ramones,
Pistols, but
yeah,
not the
the
Ramones, but
um,
yeah.
well, they're all going to be dying soon anyway because they were older than us when they started putting out their albums.
I can't even believe that they still roll the Stones out there sometimes, man. It's
Yes.
fucking bananas.
I think that Mick Jagger actually gets a pretty decent workout doing what he's doing, but you know, it's sort of like Jack LaLanne swimming the channel.
Oh,
You know?
yeah. So he gets to be curly in a video someday. Yeah.
No, and this is I am by no means like trying to say that, oh my god, my era of music was better than anyone else's.
Oh no,
No,
you're not pulling
not
that
I
Charlie
wouldn't dare.
bullshit.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't. I wouldn't dare. I will say that it's much more difficult for people to, and this is why I think Taylor Swift is so popular because it's so much harder at this point to actually transcend to that like superstarhood.
It is.
So when people actually find something to glom onto that actually is a cultural icon, I think they do.
Well, and a lot of people have gravitated towards her as opposed to other ones over the last few years. I mean, there's only a few left. So, I mean, yeah, it's not the same. You don't have like 10 different competing music camps anymore. So,
No, you have a couple of like stalwarts at this point,
correct.
and so right now it's surprisingly a skinny white woman, as opposed to Beyonce or Rihanna or anybody.
They all got over their skis on certain things. Yeah,
Well, they'll rotate in and out.
they will.
But I mean, it's right now. She's getting her turn. Whereas
Yeah,
back
but it's
in
not the same, man. So
no, this would be a competition back then.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
You would be a Swiftie against, right? You'd be arguing with the Beehive. You'd be arguing with
what do you mean the guys who were like top notch 10 years ago? I mean, like you seen Kanye lately? His fucking Megatron teeth.
yeah.
It's almost like it's like a
Well,
freak show.
well,
So
yeah. He got problems, so.
well, yeah, exactly. But I mean, okay, so who's the competition now? I don't know.
Oh, as
anymore.
far as rappers, like I can name some, but just
It's not where it
It's-
was 20 years ago, man.
you're
So-
not big like that. It's not.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, he's big from a bygone era already.
Mhm.
I thought that
Yeah.
the people that are there now are people that were big a little while back versus people that are popping up now. But then again, I'm also not following it that closely, right? That's the beautiful part is there is actually way more and better music out there. It's
Oh yeah.
just,
Yeah.
you gotta find it. It ain't coming to you.
No, you got to go look for it. So
They're coming to you.
fragmented media, man. So
As a matter of fact, I'm such a slave to it at this point where more often than not, the things that get me to go investigate is if I hear something in like a movie or a TV show,
Mhm.
then I'll look it up and say like, who is that?
yeah.
Right? And then I'll find out that they have, 7 albums and sort of dig into that, but that's
That's not how it used to be.
hell
Yeah,
no.
no.
Hell no.
No, it used to get shoved in your face. It was like, who is this? Let me go check this out.
Well,
Yeah.
There was Kilo 94.3, and that was
It's still a thing, man, but it still plays music for like fucking 20 years ago. So, yeah, no, I mean, like, I'll flip it on every now and then when I'm driving. It's like, I know this song. Come on. So, the next one, it's like, This one is from 40 years ago. Come on,
This
man.
is a rough one.
Yeah,
And
this is rough.
it's tough because you're sitting there like listening to that and saying like, guys, Incubus wasn't good when they were new.
Right? Why are you still doing this to me,
What
man?
the fuck, man? I get it. I get it. No, it's a totally different landscape because I mean
It is.
This was one of the like the Twitter arguments the other day where they were talking about how
God, man, I've seen some shit on Twitter lately. But anyway.
yes, and we can touch on that, but yeah, they were talking about how there were people bemoaning, they were saying that everything has been made worse in the past 20 years or so in terms of like television and movies and all this other stuff. Like no, it's not.
No.
It's just it's more split up, it's more competitive.
Yep. You got to choose what you like now. So, yeah.
Like I said, you got to dig. You can't. The TV isn't going to tell you at this point that you're getting Armageddon and you're going to like it, right?
Oh no, not everybody's watching it anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no. If there's not some like organic push to it, because I mean it's another thing. Marketing doesn't do as much as it used to.
Mm-mm. No, we've grown immune to a lot of it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I mean it's part of it.
Like nope, not taking your cookies, not signing up for this. Yeah, no, don't watch your newsletter. Oh, you want me to like log in? Nope. Not downloading your app.
No.
Yeah, no.
And I sure am shit not going to be doing your marketing for you like
Correct.
people would do. They'd shill so hard for stuff, you know,
yeah.
because it was like I got to make this thing happen, you know.
Mm-mm. No, not even close to that.
Mm-mm. No, it was very very unique time, and that the argument just falls apart. It's stupid.
It does. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it was a good time to actually like engage with some of that stuff, but
no. So the things
it's different though now.
The things that I do miss are. So everybody, because it was like a big movie, everybody would have gone to see Independence Day.
Sure.
And you would go rounds with people about whether it was good or not.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore, man.
Because most of it's like, oh, I didn't see it.
No, I've seen this whole thing on Twitter this week about Barbie movie, and I didn't see either of them. Oh, with Oscars and
Oh, yeah.
It's like I can't contribute. I didn't see it. I didn't see Oppenheimer either, so fuck off. So
No.
yeah. No, so don't preach to me about the patriarchy shutting out Barbie because I didn't see either of them. So I'm not part of this discussion. Got it.
Well, don't even. I guess that's the other thing. Is don't play. Don't act like you're in the. I'm sorry, you're in the bubble where if it was meritorious to actually nominate these people, right? You would have been because people are actively kicking the ball on the green for you, right? If it just so happens that there are other films and they do have other people in them that seem to be, to have a little bit more push in terms of like, well, this seems to be a better performance. That does happen.
Yeah, but nobody's seen them. So yeah, you don't have the weight behind the argument.
Well, look, man, the layman
nobody's rooting for it.
The layman has nothing to do with the Oscars anymore.
Oh God, no! They're watching Yellowstone or whatever.
Yeah, they have nothing to do with that. They have no big dogs in the fight. The movies that they saw this year, nobody is going to nominate those for Oscars.
Well, no, they're all on Netflix. So yeah, fuck it.
Well, or they just weren't Oscar-worthy movies. It's
sure. Yeah,
and that's totally fine. Look, there's been a disconnect with that for a long time anyway. But
yeah, you're right about that.
At this point, when people are so what good does an award show do for me? Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah,
Nothing.
No, it's I might as well pass out fucking awards for accounting.
Watch
nowadays,
on the critical drinkers recommendation, I watched a terrifying movie called The Hunt.
Oh, which one is that?
That is Danish movie? It has Mads Mikkelsen in it, and he's fantastic, and it's...
Oh, I might have to go check that out.
You can watch it for free on Vudu.
Okay.
With commercials.
All right. I can do that. I watched his other one, Sisu. Did you see that?
Which one is that?
It's about this Swedish guy who finds gold up in Norway, and he's running from Nazis.
Mads Mikkelsen?
No. No, I didn't recognize the guy in it.
Oh, okay.
But Drinkers said that it was good, and I checked it out. It was
Can you spell it?
SISU. It's
Okay.
fantastic. It's so much fun.
Oh, okay.
So he uses a landmine to frisbee a guy with it. It's great. It's just fucking fun.
Whoa,
So,
okay.
yeah.
You know what? I think I may know what movie you're talking about.
It's just fucking fun,
I'm
man.
jumping and watch
Yeah.
that.
So it's really, really fun. It is on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't see this one that you're talking about.
Yeah, I had to hunt it down, but yeah,
It's called The Hunt.
The Hunt.
Okay.
2012 movie.
Oh, it's that
absolutely.
old.
You know what's weird is it doesn't feel like it is.
Okay, I'll go check it out.
The only thing that you'll notice, and this is something that always jumps out to me nowadays, is it's always off-putting for me to watch a movie where their phones have physical buttons.
Beep, 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 beep.
2012 doesn't seem that far away for phones, but there were still a lot of and stuff like that. But the other movie I watched, and this was
all right, The Hunt. I'll go check it out.
it was genius. But I also watched a movie that I never saw but people talked about. Was 1992 was a movie called What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
I've heard of it.
Starring Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Wow, really?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes. 92. He's playing. DiCaprio's playing a retarded boy.
All right.
So if you remember this movie,
I don't.
okay,
Yeah.
it is on Amazon.
I've heard of it, but yeah.
It was actually really quite good. The only reason I watched this was because a friend of ours, who I'm pretty sure actually hated retarded people,
I think I know which one you're talking about.
watched this and called it one of the dumbest movies that he'd ever seen, and he hated the retarded guy in it. So when it popped up and I saw it, and I'm
because this guy was slightly retarded.
oh, he's full blown.
Yeah, okay, got it.
He's full blown.
Yeah.
That's the challenge of the movie is how people accommodate this. But I realized how utterly shallow that review was.
Oh, okay.
Like, wow, I'm really liking this movie. There's a lot to it. I can see why it was so praised at the time. But
92, huh?
I think it was 92.
Okay.
It's really quite old, but worth watching. But yeah, I will look for that Sisu movie.
It's good. It's fun. It's just straight up like the Viking movie that we watched. The Viking.
Oh yeah.
It's just fun. So I mean,
The
well,
Northman, yeah.
the Northman. Yeah, okay. So it's not quite as involved as that. But there's some undertones behind it that are pretty interesting. But really, when it comes down to it, it's just fist fighty fun. So it's good. So and Drinker recommended that one.
Well,
So
that's you use the term over your skis. I mean, that's really what I look for is, I've said this before, is what did you set out to accomplish and did you accomplish that, right?
they do that very well in that movie.
And
So,
if
yeah.
you are,
It gets set up in like the first 5 minutes and it works out. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
I just, yeah, it's give me what I expect first. If you want to add something to that, that's great. But if you don't fulfill the promise,
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Where you introduce new actors, new themes later on. That's I've seen a couple things go off the rails there lately. So
absolutely,
I
yeah.
don't like that. So
No, it makes me upset.
it makes me angry.
As I've said, Patrick, it means you don't respect my time.
Yes, so that's exactly what fucking Reacher did.
Really?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, I thought that was good. I thought
it was fun too, man. But
I didn't see it, but I heard it was
last
great.
season just kind of went off the rails. It was like So you laid all the writers off 3 episodes in here, and the rest of you guys need to stitch this together here. And oh, okay, this guy's the bad guy because he's like rich and powerful. Got it. Okay, and then this over here is gonna happen because we gotta stitch this up. I was like, so this last fight isn't even a challenge. Got it. So it was a little disappointing. So, but.
So here's a weird thing.
It is what it is.
Sometimes
they let people in the room who did not need to be there.
Well,
the writer's room specifically.
sometimes the last fight not being a challenge, it works, right? Because sometimes what you really want is just a straight up like ass whooping, right? And let me say it this way.
Yeah, that's fine.
Every now and then you just somebody's had it coming and they're going to get their ass kicked, right? So I'm still finishing out. I still have a lot to do in this last clean out everything cyberpunk run.
Okay.
All right. Now,
there is a lot to do.
There is so much to do.
There's a lot to do.
Given the fact that...
Don't listen to Idris Elba. Anyway.
No, he's dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right. All right. I won't say nothing more.
Well, oh no, I shot him, but
you shot him?
Yeah,
I didn't do that. Okay.
What did you do?
So there's a way. Well, have you played that all the way through?
What does? So that part where you get on the train?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's done.
Oh, okay. All right. So you don't have to kill him though.
Well, so he killed me like 4 times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because at first he said stop right there, and I kept walking, so he killed me.
Okay.
Okay,
all right, yeah.
Yeah, he meant it, and then
he's very serious.
And then he asked me to like do other things. I didn't answer the way that he liked, so he shot me again.
You again. Yeah.
He shot me like 4 times,
all right.
And then I put the girl down, and
okay.
And so then he was like, blah 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 blah. I'm like, all right, well, if you're not gonna move, then I have to shoot you. So I killed him, put the girl on the train. And
oh wow, you did that different than I did.
I didn't like him. I didn't. Okay,
I thought he was a good character. I don't like what he's trying to get me to do though. So
well, look, nobody was good. Nobody was completely forefront and honest about this. So
no, it's tough choice.
So the only thing that I figured that I would do is, as I made V do with all of his decisions, is take it in stride. So when she started complaining about shit, he's like, well, there's only one. I'm like, well, okay. I don't know. And Silverhands is like, are you serious? He's like, you're okay. He's like, you're not mad. I'm like, I'll figure something out. Which
I know what dialogue.
If you give me that option, I'm like, all right, well, this is pretty funny.
Yeah,
like,
fuck off, motherfucker.
Yeah, there's just this thing of like, any time that gives me the Raiders of the Lost Ark, I don't know.
We're just making it up as I go. Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, but okay. There is something about once you hit that part where, and I'm playing it on hard, so it's the people don't go down completely easy, but they're not pushovers. But when you're doing this basically with your fists or with
gorilla arms, yeah.
There's that, and the other thing I have there is like I didn't kill any of the cyber psychos this time.
Oh really?
So not a one.
Wow.
I kept them all alive because what I put together was what I call it like a discipline stick. This is I want you to remember my name, right?
Okay.
So there's a baseball bat.
It's not the dildo you get from the chick.
It is not.
Okay, all right.
So there is. I've been walking around like I've been upgrading this thing, with the different types, and so
sure.
Like, if I want to put you down and I want you to remember what we talked about today, you're eating this baseball bat.
You've had too much fun with this, man.
Oh my God, this is getting to something else. And there's just this thing of like, sometimes dudes get way too much buildup and they talk too much shit. And there's something about just fucking like clubbing them to death that it's not a buildup. It's not like a big like strung out fight. It is just me whooping your ass with this stick and saying like, remember who put you here. And that kind of feels good.
Oh yeah,
instead of a good fight.
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
Now there's a real problem that I ran into in Dogtown. Right, something that caused like 35 minutes of fighting. Okay,
So we're with the crates.
I don't know about the crates.
Okay.
Right, but this has everything to do with the entrance and exit to Dogtown.
Okay.
If you have a fight that's going on into that place, they're not going to let you out.
You got to fight everybody. Yeah.
And you can't kill everybody because you can't get through to the other side.
Right.
So there are 3 dead Max Tech teams in that spot, right? Tons of busted robots.
Oh my God, really?
Oh yeah. I was just piling up the bodies like cords of wood, right? Because I'm like, let me out.
No,
but you
can't get out. Yeah, you got to wait until Hands lets you out, man. Yeah.
You can't get out.
No.
So yeah, I just stacked them.
So I'm sorry, I got my ass whooped when I tried to do that. So yeah.
And it was all because of this dumb mission where you like took this car, and people saw you, and they're trying to say drive this way, but there are enemies on your tail.
Yeah.
So they crash into me over there, and so I kill everybody at the gate. But there's people on the other side of the gate that you cannot get to.
Right. Yeah.
You can shoot them.
Yeah.
Right. And then they just keep driving car after car after car up in this place.
Okay.
And then they start coming down from the air.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm just sitting there in this fight for like 30 fucking minutes. I'm like, would you guys like knock this off so I can leave?
Off, yeah.
But it won't.
Enough already.
You can't. You have to run somewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the point. Yeah. So I got murdered when I tried to do that. And then, eventually later you figure out, oh, this is how I get out of here. Got it.
You just wait.
Yeah, you just wait. Yeah.
You go hide in one of those like things and just wait. But yeah, just some people, and we talked about this before, Patrick, and I have to ask you about this. This may be the thing that we close on, right? All right. So remember a long time ago, we talked about no black Sims in your neighborhood?
Yeah, sure.
All right. And the argument was whether you having no black Sims in your neighborhood was more racist than me being a dick to Jacob from Mass Effect, who happened to be the only black member, but he was a jerk. All right.
Yeah.
So one thing I've noticed here, Patrick, is I seem to have my chip on my shoulder about the Voodoo Boys.
They're assholes.
I don't.
Did you help out in iWatch?
Yes.
Well, fuck yeah, me too.
Okay, so
because what is his name? Hasid or whatever his name is. Placide.
I hate him.
Yeah, no, he's like asshole. He's like, don't plug me into that. So yeah, no, I totally get it, man. And they like chopping chicken heads and shit, and telling you that, oh, we got this all figured out, and it's like, wait a minute, you didn't tell me about this. What's that? And what's this thing over here? And you're gonna put me in fucking ice water? Fuck off. Yeah.
All right, I had to ask because
I hate the Voodoo Boys. I hate them. So yeah.
Because I think this is my third playthrough, and I have never once gotten along with those people.
No. I did it the very first time that I played through, and then I get fucked in the ass by them. So, and it's like, okay. So the next time I do a playthrough, I'm like, all right, let's play along. And then you still get jacked by them because they're trying to use you to get to the black wall. Yeah. And so, like, the last time that I played it through, I was like, fuck you. I'm going to fight all of you. So it actually works out better. So, yeah. And so when this white dude in a tie says, "Hey, we're trying to take these guys down," I was like, "Sign me up." It's like, "What do you need?" And then they say, "Oh, what were you doing in there?" I was like, "Nothing." So it was like, "Well, you went dark for a little while." I was like, "Yeah." And so did you kill the Night Watch guy? Sure did. Don't worry about it. Got it. So, and then he's the first guy who calls you back afterwards. And he's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, how are you?" So he's like, "Did you upload that shit?" I was like, "Yeah, you bet. I did it twice."
Oh, is that the one where you get out of the tub and everybody's dead? All the people.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Everybody's dead, and then everybody starts running down from the church.
Yeah.
You know, so what happened to Mama, whatever her name is, and stuff. And I was like, "She's dead." So
because everybody that was plugged in got fucking
fried, and he jacked all their cyberware. So yeah, and then those guys come down in that subway tube and stuff, and he's just like, "What happened to Mama Log?" And he's just shing 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 and chopping them in pieces. Then you go upstairs and Placide is right there, and he's like, "What happened?" And I was like, "Knife."
Well, yeah,
yeah.
Well, see, that's kind of a personal thing. What I'm going to do is beat you to death with a hammer.
So I didn't have that. So I had a samurai sword, and I sliced him in itty bitty little pieces. So, and then I sat out on that church and smoked a cigarette with Johnny afterwards. So, because he shows up as soon as you walk out of there. Yeah. So, and he asks you, "Can I have a cigarette?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're going to do that." Yeah. So, yeah. No, man. Like, the last playthrough that I did, I was like, "Voodoo boys, all going to die. All of you." Especially after what they did with that chick, Evelyn, or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
I was like, "No, fuck all you guys. I'm going to kill all of you."
All right. Well, okay. So I was wondering about that because I wasn't doing this on purpose, and it wasn't because of the color of their skin. It was like
they're assholes.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. This is coincidental. That's totally okay. I would have done this if they were white people. Look, the other thing that I'm noticing this time around, right, is in terms of like my sympathies. This time around, the Aldacoados are just white trash, and you know what?
Oh, I don't. Yeah,
As far as
the
I'm
desert
concerned,
people.
yes.
I don't spend any time with them unless when I have to.
Well, this is the thing is I've often been nice to them, but like there was like what I was talking about. While I was in the middle of arm wrestling with Max Tech and all these other guys, stupid Pan Am Palmer calls me, right? And it's funny because he actually, like, they have this thing where if you're in the middle of something, your guy will actually be like, "I can't talk now."
Yeah. I've done that to Pan Am so many times. Yeah.
And she gets so fucking lippy when you don't help that moment. I'm like, wait a second.
I don't do shit for her.
I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah. Everybody else is kind of nice. Like, hey, no worries. Call me back when you can.
No.
Yeah, but she gets fucking lippy. I'm like, bitch, this dude that's named like the Bruiser, or whatever, with all these red skulls on him, is trying to fucking like thump me.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
I will call you back when I call you back.
I don't mess with her. I don't mess with her buddy Mitch or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so
You're
stuff.
white trash.
There's like one thing where I go do like the last playthrough I did like one mission in a gas station where I went through and took out all these dudes, and then her boss like rolls up and bitches her out, and then but she called me to be there.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Did you do this?" There's a chain of command here. I was like, "Yeah, she fucking called me." And then so she got all pissed at me and told me to piss off and stuff like that. I was like, "That's fine." And so because I'm tired of you calling me, whenever you need like a fucking little vendetta thing going on. So she wanted me to do this whole thing where I like rescue a tank or something like that. I was like, fuck off. So the people that I really like in that game, there are two people that I like. There are two gangs that I like in that gang. In that game, the one is the fucking cyborg motherfuckers.
Oh, the Maelstrom guys.
They're fine. All right, so you go through that first mission with Jackie in the beginning, and you save that one dude. They are awesome after that. So if you save that dude, there's a dude who's locked in. He's got like a fucking landmine pointing at his face in this yeah, it's in this meat factory, and like it's like the third mission you do. And you go in there and you save that guy, and he's like, I gotcha. And so after that point in time, if you have any trouble with those guys with the red eyeballs, he's fine. So yeah,
okay.
and you can go into their bar, you can go up in their place, you can like mess with their gangs. No problem. The other people that I really like are the Valentinos, who are Jackie's gang. So they are fantastic. You go down to like the old lady's bar. So there's like the one mission you go in there the first time. And these two dudes, these are like fucking Arasaka guys try and beat you up.
Oh really?
But you kick their asses.
Oh.
That whole gang is cool with you for the rest of the gang. So they're great. Okay, so but the fucking desert sand people, fuck them. The voodoo boys, fuck them. any tiger claw is dead on sight,
dude.
Yeah,
I bully those guys.
I steal their bikes.
Yeah.
So they roll up on some building up there somewhere. So I just walk in there, I take their bikes, and they chase you down a little bit and stuff, and you just pull over to the side and just machine gun all of them. So, or, like fucking samurai sword them. And
look, these are my bare fists, and the thing is, I'm always going to just, like, so Tiger Claw's bodies don't get a decent burial. Like,
I throw them in the sewer too, man. Yeah.
Well, into the sewer. Well, the other thing is, again, remember with the gorilla arms, you can pick up bodies and you can vault them.
Yeah.
Right. So
I haven't done that.
I will grab them where they are and throw them about 30 feet in the air until they hit in the street. Or I'll throw them in the sewer.
Yeah.
I will just like chuck them indiscriminately into the alley. It's just like Tiger Claws. I don't remember why, but like in my first run through, the Tiger Claws did something to me that just it's like you take the cat and you just rub it all the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like they said something to me, or they did something cruel or something. I was like, if I see you guys,
there was
dead on sight.
So like the first or second playthrough I did through the game, there is a Tiger Claw mission that you get very early on where you are basically a fucking wimp, and these guys beat the shit out of you.
I think that has to be it.
Yeah, and so later on when you see them again and you're a little bit more powerful, you just fucking mop the floor with them.
You know what?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the other thing is, those guys are always running like shakedowns in the shops.
They do it all the time.
That's right.
Yeah,
they
do it all the time. They'll like beat up some grandma at a vending machine, and I'll just see him, and I was like, you and your tiger stripe fucking pants and your fucking red eyeball glasses, I'm gonna mop the floor with you. So, and I'm gonna give all the crap that's on you to that grandma right there that you just beat down. So yeah, no, they're just bullies, man.
Yeah.
So they're absolute bullies, and I mean, so like some of the Maelstrom guys are like that up north. Okay, and
I just figured they were sick.
They are kind of sick, but there's a couple of missions where you go through them. There's like a couple of side gigs that you do, where there's like this one place up north where there's like like the North lady calls you and says, "Hey, we need to rescue this doctor out of here."
Yeah.
It's a great mission, but if you actually read all the shit, she's actually like really helping them, and they take care of her.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, wait a minute. This is kind of fucked up that I just killed all these guys.
Yeah, I sure did too.
Yeah, and it's like, maybe I should.
But I didn't kill the dude on the table.
Right, yeah, no, that's the exact mission.
Yeah.
So, and so then after that, I started treating the Maelstrom guys okay, and then you go save that dude. So, well, that's like an early mission with Jackie that you do before you go to Arasaka Tower or wherever it is, the hotel.
Right.
And so I did that one first, and I was like, all right, these guys are cool. So I left them alone. I leave the Valentinos alone because you deal with that old priest guy. He's fine. He's great. So anybody he asks you to whack, you go in there and you actually look at the tablets and shit. It's legit.
It's righteous.
Yeah, I was like, all right, you're cool. So you want me to ace this, just waste this dude through a window? It's fine. I'll take care of it. But I'll go in here and clean up all these other guys for you too, kind of thing. But, and I don't know if you did the Street Kid thing, but I did the Street Kid thing on this one. And so you have a little bit of different relationship with Jackie and his mother.
Yeah.
And you realize that they're all pretty straight up. So the other games, fuck all of them. So the Aldacoados out there with their, infighting, incestuous bullshit. So, you know, I mean, they try and get their hooks into you in the beginning with those two guys who are, oh, we're veterans and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, actually, you guys are assholes too because you just go rob people on a highway. This is fucked up.
Yeah, they try to point this out as like, we're a noble family. I'm like, really? Do you eat all parts of the buffalo? You fucking liars.
We have to talk about it. Like standing on Aldacoados land now.
And all it is like, what do? It's like, all you do is hijack other people's shit.
Right, yeah.
It's like,
yeah, you just terrorize people on this highway. Yeah.
yeah.
It's like, you guys are fucking banditos.
And there is always this like little undercurrent of like, isn't this a better life out here? I'm like, no.
No, man.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all. It's like, you gotta understand that my joy, okay, again, remember, I am pro law enforcement in these games.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I get mad when cops die.
All right.
So, yeah.
So, and that also means that people that are roughing other people up or doing things, like, you're all going to pay.
Claws.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, the thing is, this is what the city does for me. I get to go in there. I get to drive by on my little bike. And when I see, like, something happening on the side of the road, I jump off.
Yeah.
I go ahead and I put some tiger claw heads in the toilet. And then what I do afterwards is while they're all standing there, I will pay the $17 and eat this burrito over their dead bodies.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen out here in this, what'd you call it? This like little incestuous...
it's a clan. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This little this little corny commune that you guys out here of fucking whiners and
they're terribly whiny too. Yeah.
Like, things used to be better. It's like, oh great, here we go again.
Yeah.
It's like, all right. Tell me more about the smallpox blankets that never happened, you fucking losers. It's just
well, they got a little bit of that going on. And they, like really look down their nose at you city people. And it's like, I'm sorry, there's a vending machine outside of my building that talks to me. So, and that guy is cool.
Right.
So, yeah,
Right.
you know, this is not like, the entire bane of civilization down here. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you can come here, you get sushi over here, you get wontons over here, you can pet a cat over here. It's great. So, but all you guys out here live on a fucking dirt farm, so are suddenly better than me. So, yeah.
right.
You guys and your little vendettas where you get sucked into things. No, actually, the last time I played through, I really pissed off Pan Am because I sided with Rogue. So, yeah. Because Pan Am's like, let's go kill this motherfucker. I was like, that's not part of the job. So, yeah, no. She got fucking pissed at me, and I had to pull teeth to do some of the other missions down the road. So... she's like, you're not going to fuck me in the ass. And I was like, no, I'm not. So I do my job. So, and then when, her boss, like, or whatever that guy's name is, it's like, well, did Pan Am do it? I was like, absolutely she did that. So I was like, then I got this nasty phone call from her. It was great. So she's like, I can't believe he did that to me, blah, blah, blah. I was like, was I wrong?
I'm sorry. Look, again, this is one of the things in these games, and you and I have discussed this at length before, is like, you just can't give me a fucking attitude in this game. Like, ask. Go ahead and ask. Like, be a little bit pushy. It's fine. Like, here's the thing: is
we're getting way over time.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like,
this game is so much fun.
Dude, so one of the things that opened up for me, with the new expansion is all the shit that Mr. Hands has you do. Right?
Oh, it's great.
And you know what? Even when I blew things with him, he's just kind of like, what did he say? He's like, well, you did half the job.
Right. I got one of those from him, but he still gives you another one. So, yeah.
And, later on, he's like, so you messed this up, but it worked out for me, so I want to say thanks. But yeah, he's just like, do you want me to thank you for doing half a job?
Yep.
What you'll be receiving is half the pay.
Got the exact same thing from him, man.
So I was like, I blew that one.
I was like, so you got another job, right? Let me sign up for this right away. So,
but there's this thing. He's like, he's being presumptive. He's like, do you want a part of what I'm doing? He's like, no, I'm here to work. You know what? That's cool too, man.
It is.
No worries.
Yeah.
No worries.
No, he's one of the few guys you can't actually interact with unless he's got a job for you. So like the other guy, the fucking Colombian dude. So he's great, man, and he hooks you up left and right. But like if you want to go to his place and talk to him, he'll talk to you. Hands will not do that. So, and he's like, hey, I'm here for business. This is what we got. This is what you get. You do half the job, you get half the pay. So that exact thing happened to me on one of his side missions. I was like, I'm sorry. And he's like, well, yeah, okay. So here I got another job for you. I was like, I'm going to do a good job for you.
Let me see what I can figure out, man. All right. No, it's the only person in there, like, I'm sorry, and this is me stereotyping, but there's just kind of like, look, Wakako.
So I have killed so many of her relatives at this point in time. It's like, fortunately, she only has like 8 jobs for you. So, but all of them involve killing tiger claws, so I do all of them.
It's that, but there's still this that I don't like her tone. It's just kind of like, you're gonna ask me to go to your house and move a couch, and you know.
So I've gone through the playthrough now to the point in time where I'm going back to what's the guy's name? The Japanese dude. Goro. Yeah. So I have got it all the way to the point in time where I have to go attack Arasaka headquarters.
Oh, okay.
With Goro. I do like Goro, so but you can only take him in small doses. So yeah. So my favorite thing to do with him is I'm at the mission. I just finished the mission where you sit down and you talk to him about like, you know, doing the parade thing.
Yeah.
And he tells you shit and he says this Yakasuka or whatever it is, Yakitori is crap. Yeah. And I just keep eating it.
So obviously we're on the same. Yeah, and I'm on the other side. I'm like, tastes fine to me.
Yeah, no, he's like, what is this? And I'm like, yum. And he talks a little bit more, and then you can say something to him, or you can eat. I keep doing that with him. So yeah, so
well, and that's something that I keep track of in this game is not like physically, but I'm always remembering the stuff that I like eat off the floor. So there's so it's like, you know, I know you're picking on this yakitori or whatever it is. Actually, is it?
I think it is yakitori.
Yeah. Well, they're round, aren't they?
Yeah, but that's fried chicken, right?
No, that's octopus actually.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, but yeah, so you know, I'm sitting there eating something fresh in this game, but you got to understand most of the time it's like, well, you know, I understand that you have a pretty refined palate, but I've been like drinking like cigarette butt coffee and
and fucking big burritos. Yeah,
I eat these burritos every day. It's I
got a machine in my fucking dorm that actually.
This is the shit that always makes me laugh too. Is these vending machines in people's houses and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no, every morning big burrito.
Have the big burrito for breakfast. Yeah. Like I'm always having this like locust mint pie or whatever that keeps popping.
Grasshopper pizza.
Yeah. And that's that was the funny thing too. Is there is something that Johnny says about like just eat the pizza and leave, and I'm like, you know what? Okay.
Oh, so, yeah. No, that's in Tom's Diner. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Well, it's in Judy's place, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's like, just eat the pizza and leave. And last time around, I didn't eat anything. But then when you hit the button, he didn't take a slice. The whole pie just disappears, which just had me dying. That you're sitting there with these fucking weirdos. And
I know what part you're talking about. Yeah,
no, it just disappears. It doesn't show you doing this, but it just makes your feet just like you know,
Johnny
like
must be hungry.
Yeah. Like it's like he's an animal. Like he managed to get some. Like he got it off the counter. And he knows he's got to eat it before the master feeds him.
Yeah.
And he's just like devouring this thing. I'm like, God, this shouldn't be this funny, but I'm dying laughing.
So I don't know how far you in your playthrough, but have you done the Johnny missions where you go do his like guitar shit and stuff?
Not yet.
You should do that.
I've done those in the past.
Oh, okay.
But are they different?
I don't know. I haven't done them in my current playthrough, but the last time they were really fun. So where you get his car and everything.
Yeah, I've done those,
Yeah,
but I don't
okay,
know if
all
there's anything. There could be. Look, some of the shit is different than I
It
remember.
totally is. It totally is.
Oh,
Yeah. No, actually, and there's a completely different ending in there if you do all the stuff that Idris Elba tells you to do. So
but he's dead.
you're not gonna have to worry about that. So, but it is the most shitty ending ever. So I'm glad you killed it. So anyway,
He killed me.
but you got him back.
Had to reload.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So I didn't get to that point. So
right.
but anyway, all right, it's a fun game.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm Pat.
I'm Jeffrey.
Hitting the button.